morning, everyone present here. I, Sohani, Assistant Professor, IIMT College of Science and Technology, present a pleasant greeting to all the respected people of recognition from IIMT College of Science and Technology, Greater Noida, Director Dr. Poonam Pandey, Dean Dr. C.S. Yadav, ICC President and HOD, BSCCS Dr. Vishali, and ICC Conveyor Dr. Disha Vidyarthi. And I also welcome all the other dignitaries, ICC coordinators, and our inclusive students to this live session. It is my pleasure to welcome all to today's workshop on business model canvas. We are honored to have with us our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Taranjit Kaur. Dr. Taranjit is currently working as an assistant professor in BCom department at IIMT College of Management in Greater Noida. She earned her PhD from HVPU BS in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. With over 12 years of teaching experience in this field of management and commerce, Dr. Kaur previously served as assistant professor in MBA program at Chandigarh Group of Colleges in London, Punjab. She has published numerous research papers and book and chapters and has presented her research at various national and international conferences. Her research is mainly focused on personal financial planning among working women and specifically concerning their financial security and well-being. So, without any further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Kaur. Over to you, ma'am. Let's start.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Sohani ma'am, for the introduction. So I'll start sharing my PPT first. You just want to confirm if you can see the PPT.
Okay.
So is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So good morning, all the present over here. I'm Dr. Taranjit Kaur, and I'm working as an assistant professor in the BCom department of IIMT Group of Colleges. And today I'm going to present a topic, business model canvas. So I'll give you a brief information about the contents that I'm going to present. So I'll start my presentation with the introduction. Is it visible, the PPT? Is it changing?
Yes, ma'am, it's changing. It's visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll start with the introduction. Introduction about, first I will explain what is business model. Then I will explain about the business model canvas. I will also explain briefly about the history of business model canvas. Then I'll discuss structure of the business model canvas and how it is built. And then I will also discuss the two business models of Amazon and McDonald's. These are the two major brands. So I'll start with a small introduction about the business model. Business, as everybody knows, basically indulging ourselves in exchange of goods and services for making profits. And when we talk about the business model, the term business model refers to the companies basically the activities of for making a profit. It defines the what products or the services the company is going to offer to the market to fulfill their needs. It also explains about what would be their target market, means the people or the segment they are going to cover. And they will also, the business model also explain what would be the cost, means cost for their operations, if they are in the, you can say making a products or if they are offering services. So what would be the cost of their production or operations? So business model basically important for both type of businesses. If the business is basically going to start or going to establish, or if the business is already established in the market. So now I will explain about the business model canvas. So business model canvas is a strategic management tool Now, what is the meaning of strategic management? The strategies are basically for long term. So if it is a strategic management tool, that means business models are basically give us the overview for a long term period, where we see our business. So it helps the companies to visualize new and existing business models they develop. So the main purpose of business model canvas is to visualize their existing business models. This is one page template. So we have to focus on this point, that this is a one page template. That means in only one page, we are going to explain about our business model, that what we do, what we offer, who are our customers, what are our target markets, and how we generate revenues. So this is basically a one-page template that allows to examine the external and internal factors. Now, what are the internal and external factors? When we talk about the external factors are basically that are uncontrollable. Uncontrollable factors like it could be the government policies, it could be the customers, it could be the change in their taste, change in the culture, change in the preferences of the customers. It could be the changing market trends, changing competitive environment, economic policies, and the changing technological era, or you can say the technologies. And internal factors are basically, in general, they are controllable. We talk about internal factors such as you can see the operations, what kind of policies the company is having, what kind of, you can say the manufacturing processes they are selecting, what would be the sources of their finances. So such kind of policies are in internal factors, and that would make or break the business. So when we talk about the business model canvas, we are basically talking about the infrastructure running in the business. What we value means what we are offering to the society to fulfill their needs, and what are our customers, or if it is a new business, we are basically talking about who will be our customers, like which segment of the market we are going to serve. And we will definitely explain the most important part, which is the sources of finance, what would be the cost, from where we will be basically arranging the finances. So that is basically the business model canvas. In nutshell, if I have to explain what is a business model, it is basically a one-page template comprising of 9 main elements that we are going to discuss in detail, right? And it gives the idea about what we are as a business. So next is the definition. The definition, it is given by the Alexander Osterwalder, who was basically the co-creator of the business model canvas. And as per the author, a business model describes the rationale of how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value. A small history about the business model canvas. The business model canvas template was originally introduced, as I have already mentioned, by Alexander Osterwalder in his 2004 thesis, and the title was The Business Model Ontology, a Proposition in a Design Science Approach. Now, what was the main basically focus? The work which was emerged from the Osterwalder's PhD thesis and his collaboration with Pigneur, it actually provided a very simplified and visual alternative to the traditional business plans. The traditional business plans in general were comprehensive, a detailed plan, but this, you can say on the contrary, was a visual alternative and a simplified version to understand the business. Now, the canvas is now widely used by businesses of all sizes to understand and communicate their value creation and delivery process. Now, I will explain the structure of business model canvas. So, like I have mentioned earlier, there are total 9 blocks comprising in the business model canvas that starts from the key partners. Second is the key activities. Third is key resources. then value propositions, then comes the customer relationships. 6 is the channels, then comes the customer segments, followed by customer structure, and last is the revenue streams. As you can see, I have also mentioned sustainability because nowadays the businesses are also focusing on sustainability, means the offering, whatever they are offering to the society should be sustainable, should consider the environmental factors, and should be basically, if we are in a process and in offering, we are offering something to the society, it should be beneficial and not harming to the environment. So I'll explain all the 9 components one by one, starting with the key partners. So the people who will help fulfill the key activities using the key resources. Now, key partners, what does it mean? The key partners basically comprising all the partners, the suppliers, the distribution partners in the supply chain. So they will be basically comprising of the core members. Then what we say about the next is basically the key activities, those vital actions that go into the everyday business to get things done. So these are all the activities needed to realize and maintain the value proposition and to power everything else involved. So basically, when we talk about the key activities is basically that what we are offering, how we are we offering fresh products, are we offering, let's suppose, the packed products, something that we have to explain through the key activities. Then comes the key resources, the tools needed to get those things done, stretching access, all the areas the canvas covers to include like customer retention. Now, key resources, basically, what could be our key resources? Now, resources could be, if we talk about the human resource, so what could be our human resources? That could be the area of concern or area that we need to mention. We can also explain the key resources, what could be the sources for the finances, right? And what could be the resources that help us to distribute our products and services. So this could be the basically the key resources. And next is the value proposition, the item that will create value for the customers. Means the value proposition, like what we are offering to the society. So if we are offering any new idea and if we are giving them some benefits, some price drop is there, the example. So what is the value proposition? Means what values we are giving to the market so that it will enhance their benefits. So it is basically talking about all the products and the services we are giving to the customers. And if they are facing any problem, how the company is basically tackling those problems. And then comes the value proposition. Sorry, that I have already explained. Then comes the customer relationship. Now, when we offer to the society, so definitely the customer will have some reviews, they have some responses, they have some feedbacks. So the customer relationship focuses on that what kind of relationship we would be having with the customer and how we are basically managing and maintaining those relationships. Herein, customer acquisition is again very important, but more important is to retain the existing customers because although the cost of acquisition is there, like we have to attract the customer through advertisement and for the different various marketing strategies, giving them discounts and benefits. But somehow, if we are unable to retain the existing one, it will cost to the company. And then upselling as well. So upselling means if we are offering to the customers, it's giving them some extra benefit so that we can also enhance our revenues. Then next is the customer segments. So the most important customer for the businesses. So customer segment are how basically we divide the market, how we segment the market. We divide the market into various segments and then we target those segments. So it could be depending on what we are offering to the market. So if the customer segment could be the kids or the children, we may be focusing on the senior citizens of the society. We may be you can say we may be targeting the young people. So depending on what we are offering to the market, that decides the customer segments. And the next important part is the channels. How business will deliver the value proposition. So channels, basically what mode we are using. Is it the traditional one like the physical mode, or nowadays, which is very common and actually you can say very much convenient as well, the online one. So the e-commerce basically. So we have to decide that are we just offering to the physical mode, or are we going to choose the online mode, or are we going to use both? Because the customer sometimes prefers physical means as well, because there is a feel, there is a touch, they can see the products, and they feel that if the products are you can say offered, let's suppose in a physical mode, and they can actually are reliable. But online, again, like I said, it is also flourishing. People are preferring online mode as well, because it is convenient at the comfort of our home, or if even if we are at office or at our workplace, we can buy and make the transactions. So it is the business has to decide in which type of offering they are indulging, and then they can decide which channels they will prefer. Then the cost structure. Cost structure is very, very important. Earlier, I have used the term revenue. Now, I want to explain the revenue term over here. I started this presentation with a small explanation about the business. So the main objective of any business is basically to generate profit. So when we say the term revenue, revenue is basically whenever we offer goods or services to the society, whatever the income we generate, that is called the revenue. And out of revenue, when we deduct, in a very layman definition, if I have to explain, when we deduct the total cost, so the whatever is residue is basically your profit. So here the important thing is why I have mentioned the revenue term over here, because I was explaining the cost structure. Now cost plays a very, very important role in our revenue generation as well as the profit. So cost structure, we have to consider if whatever we are offering to the society, so what would be the cost, means what expenses we are going to shell out to to manufacture that product, or in case we are offering the services, what cost or the what expenses we have to shell out to generate those services, so that it will be beneficial for the company. So if the cost is high, then definitely we have to compromise with the profit. So that's why the cost structure is again very important, how we are calculating and what strategies the company is basically using to control the cost. And the last element in the structure of business model canvas is revenue streams. Revenue, as I have mentioned, when we offer goods or services to the society, so so whatever the income we generate, that is called the revenue. So we have to see that, okay, how we are generating revenue and how we can basically enhance the revenues, means we are talking about the sales. Here I have mentioned about the advertising. It could be, yes, advertising is a you can say an important source for enhancing the revenues. It is also helps, advertising also helps in basically creating the awareness that yes, we are basically offering these products or offering these services. Otherwise, how will a customer know that that these kind of services or these kind of products are also available? So one source is basically advertisement. So again, for the advertisement, what channels, what sources we are using, that we can also explain over here. So basically revenue is how we are generating our incomes, and what you can say sources or the things we are using to create about those offerings so that we can enhance our revenues. That means our total income. And last, the sustainability, that is, although that is not a part of the business model canvas, but why I have mentioned the sustainability, considering the businesses are actually focusing on the environmental factors and environmental issues, and they are actually focusing on how we can indulge those, you can say, the activities or the processes that are able to fulfill the needs of the society, but as well as, but along with that purpose, but not harming the environment. So how sustainable the offerings are is the main focus over here. Overall, the environment and it should also be good for the society, and it should be beneficial for the environment as well.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
So yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Can you summarize this structure of business model canvas in very short? That
Yeah, this is what I'm going to present, the one slide.
okay, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, would that be fine?
Yeah, yeah, that's
If you
fine.
can see, uh, can you see this now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The screen. Okay. So, like I said, the business model canvas is basically give is the visual impact, or you can say it is basically provide the visual structure for the business model, starting with the key partners. There you can see the total 9 boxes, starting with the key partners. So, like I said, the key partners comprising of all the suppliers, right, in the customers or the people that will be involved in the exchange of goods and services. Then there will be key activities. The key activities, basically, what are the sources of revenues? What activities the businesses indulge into? Is it offering products? Is it offering services? Or is it offering both? Then there are key resources. Resources could be the whatever we are offering, products or services. What are the resources for, let's suppose, the raw material? What are the resources for the, you can say, a channel that we are using? If it is about the financing, what are the sources for the finances? So the key resources we have to mention over here. Then value proposition, what benefits we are giving to the society. So that is basically the value proposition. So that thing we will mention over here. And then customer relationship, what kind of customer relationship basically the company is looking for, and how the company is planning to manage those relationships, and retaining the customers, and making sure that the existing customers are satisfied, along with they are able to basically acquire the new customers as well. And then the channels, like I have mentioned, channels like online channels you are using for offerings, or you are using the physical mode, the traditional one, or you are using both. And then the customer segments, basically the target market, which segment you are basically going to target. Maybe it could be age-wise, like the company can target the children. It could be let's suppose they can target the senior citizens or youngsters, middle-aged people. So that could be the customer segment. Customer segment could be based on the income as well, right? So, or maybe on the basis of, you can say, a particular region as well. Then the cost structure, like the expenses, basically we have discussed over here. The company will be focusing on that, what would be the cost drivers, means whatever the expenses we are shelling out, what in which area we can basically control, and how we can control the cost, so that we can enhance our profitability. And the revenue streams means how we can create the awareness and make sure that the products or the offerings or the services that we are going to offer or planning to offer to the society uh, would reach to the customers, and we will able to generate some revenue. And in the end, you can say the sustainability, like I have mentioned, it is, although it is not a part, but then yes, company should focus on the factors or the products that are basically environment friendly. So this is basically, you can say, the graphical representation. This is how a business model canvas looks like. It is just a one-page model, and any company, even if it is basically planning to start, like nowadays, we know that the nowadays the culture is of the startups. So if anyone is actually planning for a startup, so this is the basically a one-page model wherein you can mention about all the key partners and the activities, resources as mentioned in this model. And then, yes, you will have a fair idea what you are going to do with your business, what you are going to offer, who will be your customer, and how you are going to basically manage. So it will at least give you a path for the new businesses, and for the existing one, how it is beneficial. Now, for the existing one, definitely, like I said, the environment is changing, and the people's preferences are changing. So, with the rapidly changing environment for the existing businesses as well, this one page like business model canvas helps the business houses to take the decisions fast. Because if we go through the traditional business model, it will be lengthy, it will be comprehensive and detailed oriented, which sometime with a rapidly changing environment, sometimes is not beneficial when we have to make the quick decisions. So how basically we can build the business model canvas. So although I have shown the business model canvas, so we will build by basically fulfilling or filling all the boxes that are mentioned. There are total 9 boxes. So we have to start with the every box. We have to fill the every box starting from the key partners till the revenue one. So we have to complete first the 7 boxes, the key partners to the customer segments. So whatever the information we can gather, so we can gather through our market research. So whatever the products we are or the services we are planning or we are offering to the market, right? And who are the customers, who could be our customers, then how the changing market environment, specifically the external environment, is impacting or going to impact our business environment. So that those points we can cover over here. We can do our market research, and then we can fulfill all the boxes. And this is for the new businesses, like I said, for the startups as well as for the existing one. Then we have to complete the next 2 boxes, the cost structure and the revenue stream. So both are basically a part of the same coin, if you can say, because if we are able to handle our costs, if we are able to basically control our costs, we will be able to generate more profit. So then we have to focus on what would be the cost, what would be the total cost for our, you can say, the production and the operations. And then we will talk about the revenue streams that determine these from the customer relationship, customer segments, and channel boxes. And last, complete the sustainability box. Now, sustainability box that we have to mention if the offerings, whatever the products we are offering to the market, is no way harming the environment and is beneficial for the society as well. So that box, sustainability box, like I said, nowadays businesses are also focusing on, so that we have to fill. So this is how, like, the business people can build their business model canvas. So next, I will basically explain the business model canvas of the major brands. So I have taken the first major brand, which is the Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon, right? And it is a big e-commerce player wherein you will find every single, you can say, the item. This is just a screenshot of the homepage of the Amazon.in. So herein you can see, starting from the fresh. In the fresh, they provide the like fresh groceries if you want vegetables and fruits, right? Within that, the company tries to offer within 24 hours, right? And then there is a mixed player, then there are best sellers, then there are you can see the offerings over here. There is mobiles you can find, and then there are prime, wherein for the focusing mainly on the entertainment part, right? So this is just the homepage of the Amazon that offers every single thing you can even think about and the services. Starting from, like I said, even from the small vegetables and fresh fruits to the home appliances and even services related to the or the accessories related to your cars and you can say the auto bike or the motorbike. So the small introduction about the Amazon, although I have given you the overview, the Amazon is basically known to be the largest online retailer worldwide, and Amazon functions at a diverse pace in their products and offerings that we have already looked upon. So Amazon is guided by the four main principles. First is the customer obsession rather than the competitor focus. So Amazon basically focuses on the what customer needs. They try to focus on how they can fulfill those needs, and they keep on asking for the reviews and the feedbacks. They have basically 24 by 7 customer care services wherein they encourage the people to basically give their ratings and give the feedback. So they basically customer driven company, and they focuses on the customer satisfaction rather than they focus on who would be the customers. So main focus is the customer satisfaction. Then passion for invention. So they keep on looking for the new ways so that the all the needs of the customer will be satisfied. And it is also focusing on the new ways how the customer wants their deliveries of the products or the services to be. So basically, they focus on invention as well, finding out the new ways, researching on what customer want and how the company can fulfill in a best possible way and without enhancing the cost. And then commitment to the operational excellence. So everybody knows about the Amazon services and how good the services are and how fast the services are. And they basically the we also know about the AWS as well. So it is also being used by so many companies. So the company is again committed to providing the excellent services in the best possible way. And then the long-term thinking, because business models are for the long term. So it means the long-term period. So the Amazon is again focusing on the long-term thinking, that how they are going to serve the customer and how they are make sure how they want to ensure that the customer just stay with the Amazon. And now I will be explaining the business model of the Amazon. So this is the same. You can see the template that I have shown earlier, but that was the blank one. So here it is filled, and it is the Amazon specific only. So in the key partners, there are sellers, there are authors, there are publishers, there are logistic companies as well. So key partners, like I said, all the people that are the part of the you can say the supply chains. So basically, Amazon is not only using the business model of business to customer, where they are serving the end customers, but they are also offering business to business services as well. This platform is also used as a business to business, mainly that they are also allowing the sellers to use their marketplace, use their online platform to sell their own products. So in the key partner there are so many sellers who will be providing their offerings, and then the end customers will be buying from using the Amazon marketplace, or you can say the Amazon platform. There may be so many authors. We know that we can even buy so many books online as well, ebooks as well. There will be the publisher of those books, right? And then the logistic services, if we want some services, so that will be basically provided through the uh, Amazon platform. So key partner comprising of these people. Then what are the key activities? First is the merchandising. Definitely they are into thus providing the services and the products. And then development, design, and optimization. Optimization. Is this still the part? Okay. So we were discussing the business model canvas of Amazon. So I have shown you the blank business model canvas. Now we are going to basically fill all those boxes that I have explained. So with the example of Amazon, we will have a better understanding about the business model canvas and how it is beneficial for the companies to make quick decisions. So the Amazon brand, as we all know, is a big player in the e-commerce market. So the key partners are basically the sellers, the authors, publishers, and logistics. So the sellers, basically all those people or the providers who are basically giving the services or the goods to the people or who want to sell their products using the Amazon marketplace or market space. And there are authors or the publishers. There are various authors who want to publish the books and who want to sell the books and using the online platform. And then there are logistic services as well, like the transportation and other services comprising the, you can say, the exchange of goods and services. Then there are key activities that Amazon is basically indulge in. So first is the merchandising, like buying and selling and providing that platform wherein people can easily find goods from the variety of offerings, as well as the suppliers are also able to sell their products easily using the market space of the Amazon. Then there are also activities related to the development, design, and optimization. Right. I remember that Amazon is giving one option wherein even if we are not having that product right now at our platform and you find a unique product, just click a picture even and upload it, and we will try to provide that service or product at your doorstep. So that's kind of basically you can say the company is focusing on, and that kind of offering the company is focusing on to fulfill every kind of requirement that make the customer happy and satisfied. So then they are also able to manage the supply chain and logistics. We know that majority of the people uses Amazon services, and we know that as a customer as well, that how fast and how convenient and how effective their supply chain management is, how conveniently at the doorstep at the every kind of instruction that they provide to the company, and they fulfill accordingly. And then secure and build partnerships. So security about and the surety about the offers that we are getting as a customer. The company ensure that those offerings are basically genuine from the genuine suppliers. And if there are discrepancies, means whatever it is shown on the company's platform, and if the customer whatever they are receiving, if they are not, there is any kind of discrepancies, or if it is not matching or meeting their expectations, then company takes a proper steps to ensure that it won't happen in future. So that possible because they have this system wherein they keep on asking people to rate, to review, to share feedbacks. And this is how they are also building partnerships, because like I have mentioned earlier as well, Amazon is not only giving business to customer services, they are also, their business model is also business to business, means creating partnership with the suppliers as well as the other partners that are facilitating in logistics, means the transportation, ensuring that the goods are available and timely delivered to the people or the customers or the end users, and as well as the platform the people are using for the payments. So they're ensuring that. So these are basically the key activities. Then value propositions means the offerings and the benefits. So competitive pricing. We know that the Amazon is working on providing the best options and the best offerings at the best price to the customers, and they are trying to give them maximum possible discounts and the features. So they are focusing on the competitive pricing so that the people can, when they compare, they can actually have the surety there that they are getting that particular product, the quality product at the best price. Then the selection of goods. Selection of goods, like I have said, that they select the goods based on the products which are or the services that are on demand. So they select and they offer. And convenience, and they provide the services and they deliver the goods as per the convenience of the customer. They while customer is ordering, while customer is following those steps to order to buy things online using the Amazon platform, they ask how they want the products to be delivered. Do they, the simple example is, do they want a phone call or a message, right? So, or do you want that the delivery person should inform you about the same? So this is how they are providing values to the customers and the fast delivery. Like I said, majority of the time they try to deliver the product within 48 hours, and for the fresh deliveries, Amazon Fresh. This is the one segment wherein they are basically focusing on the delivering the fruits and vegetables and the groceries. They try to deliver those goods and the services within 24 hours. Then the next is the customer relationship. So reviews and comments. So all the basically they encourage people, they encourage users for their reviews, for their ratings and their feedbacks, right? For making better relationship with the customers, creating loyalty so that people or the customer whoever are the existing customer don't leave, and they are able to basically spread you can say positive word of mouth to the other customers. Thus, the company will be able to enhance their customer base. So customer services are available through email, through online chat, and if the customer still wants, they can also contact through phone as well. So focusing on the maintaining a long-term and good relationship with the customers. Then there are channels, like I have said, they basically are the e-commerce player. So they use the website and the Amazon apps that we can use at our mobile phone, and that for offering our goods, for offering the goods and services, in whatever services we want, we can buy online using their mobile app. And there are some affiliate programs as well that the Amazon is providing. The customer segments, like they offer to all kind of you can say the market segments, anyone with the internet connection. So anyone with the internet connection, that person can buy basically the services or the goods from the platform. So somebody who is looking for the convenience of the e-commerce and fast delivery. So means you will find the items that are for specifically for the children, that you will find the items that are for the young age, even for the oldish people as well. So overall, they are basically targeting anyone who knows that how to use the internet and comfortable, following the process online, and basically trust the online process. They can basically are the customer segments of the Amazon. And then like I said, how we can basically make the business model canvas by focusing first filling the seven boxes, and the last two of the Amazon is the cost structure. So driven by the technology, I have mentioned about the AWS. Yes, so technology, we know that they have a basically they use the technology to manage and to control the cost so that the benefit can be like should be passed to the customer. Operation of fulfillment centers, then customer service centers are there, and then software development so that they can basically control the cost and enhance their revenues. So revenue streams are basically the Amazon Prime subscription fees, so the people can pay and use these services. And then there are commission that the company charge from the business partners. Like I said, Amazon is not only into B2C, means business to customer, they are also into B2B. And then sometimes there are transactional fees as well. So this is basically the business model canvas of the Amazon. For the better understanding, I have taken the business model of another big brand, which is the McDonald's. So now I'm going to explain you the business model canvas of the McDonald's so that we have a at the end of the session, we have a better understanding about the business model canvas and how it is beneficial for the companies. So about the McDonald's, back in 1954, a man named Ray Kroc discovered a small burger restaurant in California and wrote the first page of history. From the humble beginnings as a small restaurant, he basically became one of the world's leading food service brands. He basically created one of the leading food service brands with more than 36,000 restaurants in more than 100 countries. So that is basically the information provided at the McDonald's homepage. So this is how they have explained about the McDonald's. So now we will move to the main part, which is the McDonald's business model canvas. So again, the you can see the template is again same, comprising of all those 9 boxes. So I'll again start with the key partners. So the key partners for the McDonald's are the corporate, then comes the local providers, then they have the franchises, and then they have the suppliers as well. So the key partners basically comprising all those people who are providing them the you can see the goods or the raw material for their manufacturing, for their offerings, and then there are franchisees as well. They that are the source for the income as well. Then there will be local providers and the corporates. And then the key activities. What are the key activities? One, creating the awareness through advertisements, then sales of food and beverages with the consistency. And then what are the key resources? Employee training. As we know that employee training is again very, very important. How they want the customer to be served. So it is very important that how the employees are treating their customers. So employee training is again very important to make them aware that how the company expect their the employees to offer or to serve the people, the customers. Then franchise locations. That is again very important that wherever there more demand, they select those locations accordingly. So that is the key resources for the McDonald's. Value propositions, enjoyable and appetizing food, as it is in the fast food industry. So definitely, so the food they focus on that the food is not appetizing, but also while people are having those burgers and those beverages along with them, or the fries, if you talk about, they should enjoy or as well. And the another value proposition is consistent quality and taste. So every time we have that burger, we from the McDonald's, we have some as a customer, we have some expectations. So they ensure that every time you have the burger or the fries or those drinks or whatever the company offers, the quality should be good and consistent. And the value proposition fast food, yes, we don't have to uh, wait for a longer period. Then the customer relationships, how they want the customer relationship and how they're managing. All media means traditional and digital they are using. And then the channels, franchisee locations worldwide, like I have mentioned, so there one of the explanation from the web page as well. And so they are worldwide. And then the customer segments. What segments they are targeting? They are targeting basically the you can say the all the age groups. They are targeting basically the elderly people as well. They are targeting the young people as well. They are also targeting the children and the families. So overall, you can say that all the age group have something uh, at McDonald's. When they go to McDonald's, yes, they have something to enjoy. And then their cost structure. If you talk about the cost structure, is the franchisee constructions and maintenance. So they have to ensure that wherever they have their franchises, the maintenance of the standards should be there, along with the cost should not be high. Then the employee salaries are also a part of their cost structure that they really want to focus upon. because one part is the employee training as well. So they are also focusing on that employee salaries. Then customer acquisitions, that how basically they can acquire or attract more and more customers. So they are also focusing on the locations wherein the demand is there. So along with the maintaining good relations with the existing customers, they are also focusing on the acquiring the new one. And the revenue streams of the business model canvas comprising of the franchisee fees and the restaurant locations. So this is how they are basically generating the revenues and they are focusing on that. So that is the McDonald's business model canvas. So we have discussed basically two business models canvas of the two big brands. I hope you have a better understanding about that why the business model canvas is important nowadays when we are in an era of in a fastly changing environment. So the companies are also need to make their decisions so fast. So this one page comprising of nine components helps the company to take quick decisions and helps the companies to uh, focus on what things are important. So the for the practice purpose, if anyone, any individual is basically want to run his or her own startup or want to try his or her own business model, there is this tool called Canva, wherein you can basically download the free template and you can have your own business model using the Canva. So this is for the practice only. You can practice, and this is the template which is available at the Canva website, considering the business model canvas, comprising all those nine components. Like I said, first we have to fill with the seven components, seven main boxes, then followed by the two main boxes, cost structure and the revenue streams. So, in conclusion, what I can say, the business model canvas is basically the visual presentation, a one-page business model that helps the company to make long-term strategic decisions in a very short time of span, and yet the company is able to make a very effective decisions. So with that, I conclude my session. I hope it was beneficial and insightful. Like I have shared two major brands business model. You can also have your own business model. You can try and practice and have a better understanding about this. So I have shown some resources that I have used. Like I have used the Amazon web page as well for getting the information about the Amazon, their offerings, their products. I have used the Canva as well. And I have also used some other websites, corporate websites, for the definitions and the explanations to make the session more insightful. So with that, I conclude my session and I thank the organizing team for giving me the opportunity to give my insights and opinion on this topic. So thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us and for that, for having so much of informating and engaging session. I just got some questions that I want to ask. Like,
Yes, ma'am,
what are the
sure.
important things that a business needs to work and remain in progress? That I want to know.
Yes, ma'am. So, like I have focused on the seven components as well as I focus on the last two components, the cost and the revenue. So, the basically, if the company wants to focus on the profit, so the main thing is that they have to offer the goods and the services that the customer want. So they have to focus on the key partners and then the customers what they want, and simultaneously they have to focus on how they can ensure that the offerings are in a best possible way and basically the fulfilling the needs of the customers without enhancing their overall cost. So the
You,
customer
ma'am.
satisfaction is important and the company should focus on that because that will help the companies to enhance their revenue.
Yeah, and I have one another question that I want to ask. That
Yes, I'm sure.
can you tell us about the can you tell us about the traditional business model canvas?
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, the traditional business model was more of a comprehensive one and the detailed oriented. So, wherein we have to explain everything in detail, and sometimes it has become so you can say overwhelming to go through it, because when we have to make a quick decisions, like I have mentioned about today, the nowadays the era is of the startups, wherein the businesses are basically rapidly using a new technologies. Customers are also basically having the expectations, high expectations from the companies. So in this rapid environment wherein the culture is changing, preferences are changing rapidly, and sometimes the businesses have to make the very quick decisions. So when in this era of startups, when we have to take the quick decisions without compromising the qualities and the offerings, I think the the business model Canva is the best option as compared to the traditional one, wherein we are more detailed focused. Yes, if we want to take the long-term decisions, then we should go for the traditional one, wherein we are talking about, let's suppose, some investment, like some equipments we are talking about, some buildings we are talking about, wherein we want to acquire some buildings, or we want to let's suppose select a location, then we can go for the traditional one. But when we have to take a quick decision related to the customer preferences, in my opinion, I think the business model Canva is the best option. I hope
I
I
have,
was able to answer your query
yes, ma'am, of
and
course.
making an
That is the
understanding.
thing. I want
Yes,
just want to ask another question, like, how
yes,
to
ma'am.
explain supply chain, but what does how it actually works within a business supply chain?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So supply chain is, you can say, the core part of the business. So supply chain is comprising of all the people or the entity involved in the exchange of goods and services. If you remember, I started my presentation with a very simple definition of business, wherein I mentioned the exchange of goods and services. So when we say that exchange of goods and services, so how will it happen? It will happen that there will be some people who will be manufacturing, and the people who will be manufacturing, they need some raw material, right? So there will be a supplier who will be supplying the raw material, means the business will be procuring some raw material from some suppliers to make their end products, that is the finished goods. Then once the finished goods are ready, then we need to sell them to the end customers. But before that goods are, or the services are reaching to the end customers, we need, in specifically in case of products, we need to store those goods, in specifically in case of products, right? And then we want that it should reaches to the retail stores, and then to the end customers that are basically closer to the retail stores. So all those people I have mentioned, starting from the supplier, then the manufacturing firm, then the wholesaler, retailer, to the end customers, are the part of the supply chain. And in between, nowadays, which segment of the supply chain is becoming very, very important are basically the logistic companies. Now, what they provide, they ensure that the goods are delivered timely to the customers. Now, we are in the era of, you can say, the internet and the digitalization. So nowadays, when we talk about the supply chain management, right? So everybody wants a, you can say, the quick delivery of the goods as well as the services. Now, in case of the services, it is possible quick delivery because the customer is present online, and for the service delivery, the provider also there. But in case of the products, the logistic companies as a part of the supply chain plays a very, very important role, ensuring the collecting of the goods from the warehouses and delivering at the doorstep of the customers. So all those members, all those terms I have used are basically the supply chain. I
Yeah.
hope I'm able to answer
Um,
your query.
yes, ma'am, of course, you answered everything. Just want to ask next question is how much
Yes,
is
ma'am.
revenue stream is important for a business?
Yes, ma'am. So revenue is again very important for the business, because revenue, I explained the term along with the cost structure, because revenue is the total income generated. So when the business offer goods or services to the customer, to the end users, they earn something, means they earn some income, which we call it generally the selling price. In a very layman language, I'm explaining. So whatever the selling price is the income, but that is not the profit. Why it is not the profit? Because that selling price, whatever the income the business has generated, actually includes some cost as well. The expenditure the business person or the business people are basically you can say indulged while manufacturing those things, like procurement of raw material, then manufacturing, and then ensuring that it should deliver on time. That also comprising of packaging cost as well. So from the total income, when we deduct the cost, then the residual is basically your profit. So ultimately, the goal of the business is to generate more profit. But how I can generate more profit if my revenue amount is low? So that's why revenue is important, because if the revenue is high, then only ultimately my the residual amount, which is the profit, will be high.
Mm. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And just want to ask last question from you. That,
Sure, I'm sure.
explain more about the customer segments in that structure.
That's customer segment. Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, customer segments are very important for the business. Customer segments are basically all those areas or the people you want to serve. So, I have taken the two examples of Amazon as well as McDonald's. So, wherein in both the scenarios, the customers were like of all the age groups. Right. So customer segments are basically depends on the type of offerings the company have. Assuming that the company is into a particular product which is basically a particular gender specific. I say the women, right? So one example that I can actually think of, the women Horlicks. So women Horlicks, so for them the segment is only women and the women who are 30 plus, because at that age the women start losing the calcium in their body, which may causes them health issues, specifically the backache. So if that segment, so segment is the kind of offerings you have, then you have to select that segment, right? And if I even in the McDonald's, so if I just say one segment, happy meals, what comes into your mind? Children, right? Happy meals. Why it is happy? Because there will be a small toy for them. So the kids feel happy because kids want surprises. So happy meals, if I talk about only about the McDonald's, so happy meal in happy meal segment, they will be targeting the children under you can say 10, because those kids, those children want surprises, no matter what kind of toy they are going to get, or maybe a small book. But that enhances their happiness, and that is, I think, the main purpose of the company, that they not only want that the food should be tasty, but they also want it memorable and enjoyable, that we have discussed one of the segment in value proposition of McDonald's.
Thank you so much, ma'am,
I
for
hope my yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable insights. Now, I would like to have Mr. Rahul Kanodia for vote of thanks.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of IIMT College of Science and Technology, I sincerely thank you, ma'am, for joining us for today's and share your valuable knowledge in the workshop of on business model conveys well your deep understanding of finance and commerce, which backed by over 12 years of teaching and research experience, which truly made today's session meaningful. Your work, especially in the area of financial planning for a working woman, give us all something important to think about. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to be with us and for the clear and practical way that you explain the topic. I would also like to thank our Director Ma'am Dr. Poonam Pandey, Dean Dr. C.S. Yadav, IIC President Dr. Vaishali, and the IIC Convener Dr. Disha Vidyarthi for their support in organizing this workshop. Thank you all for participating and organizing for making this event a success. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am. We truly appreciate your presence. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.